Case 1, the 72-hour marathon. In 2011, a 33-year-old man named Chen Rongyu entered an internet cafe in New Taipei City, Taiwan. He ordered a drink, plugged in his headphones, and sat down to play League of Legends. Nothing unusual, cafes like these stay open 24 hours, and gamers often play for long stretches. But this time, Chen didn't stop. For 3 days straight, he played, barely moving from his chair. When cafe staff finally approached him, they thought he had fallen asleep. But Chen wasn't sleeping. He was dead, still sitting upright, hands on the keyboard, eyes frozen on the screen. Doctors said it was heart failure brought on by exhaustion and sitting for too long. He had pushed his body past its limit, chasing victory in a game that never ended. Case 2, the StarCraft Tragedy. In South Korea, gaming isn't just entertainment, it's a sport, a culture, a way of life. But for Lee Sung-seop, a 28-year-old man from Daegu, it became an obsession. He entered an internet cafe in 2005 and began playing StarCraft. He played for nearly 50 hours straight, only stopping briefly for snacks and bathroom breaks. Then, suddenly, he collapsed. By the time help arrived, it was too late. Lee had died from heart failure caused by dehydration and exhaustion. Ironically, StarCraft was the game that helped shape South Korea's esports empire. But for Lee, it became his final battlefield. Case 3, Diablo III Marathon. In 2012, a gamer known as Chuang from Taiwan entered another internet cafe. He told his friends he would play Diablo 3 for as long as it took to beat the campaign. He played for 40 hours straight, never resting, never leaving his seat. When an attendant came to check on him, Chuang was slumped over the table. By the time he was rushed to the hospital, he was gone. Doctors said he suffered a cardiac arrest due to extreme fatigue. The game he loved, one that was all about defeating demons, ended up being the last thing he ever saw. Case 4, the 19-year-old Dota Player. In Shanghai, a 19-year-old student spent most of his nights in front of his computer, practicing Dota. He was preparing for an amateur tournament. He played for 3 consecutive nights, eating instant noodles and energy drinks. One morning, his roommates found him collapsed in front of his monitor, dead from blood clots formed by sitting too long. Doctors called it e-thrombosis, a condition once seen only in long flights. Now, it was happening to gamers. Case 5, World of Warcraft addiction. In China, a 13-year-old boy named Zheng played World of Warcraft every night after school. His parents tried to stop him, but he said, one night, after playing all night long, he took his own life, leaving behind a note saying he wanted to join the heroes of the game world. The tragedy forced Chinese authorities to limit gaming hours for minors nationwide. A single child's obsession changed the law of an entire country. Case 6, the Xbox Marathon. In England, a 20-year-old man named Chris Staniforth loved playing Halo 3 with his friends. He wasn't addicted, just passionate. But after 12 hours of non-stop gaming, he suddenly complained of chest pain and collapsed. Because, deep vein thrombosis, the same thing that kills people on long flights. Sitting motionless for hours caused a blood clot to travel to his heart. His father later said, he died doing what he loved. But no game is worth your life. Case 7, the 8-hour horror stream. In Russia, a 24-year-old live streamer named Mr. Fat hosted long gaming marathons for his fans. During one of his Minecraft streams, he drank excessive amounts of energy drinks to stay awake. After 8 hours, viewers noticed he wasn't moving. They thought he was trolling, but he had actually died of heart failure live on stream. It was a haunting reminder. The audience kept watching, not realizing they were witnessing a man's final moments. Case 8, the Thai gamer. In Thailand, an 18-year-old student locked himself in his room to play Defense of the Ancients. He told his family he just needed one more match. 3 days later, when his mother went to check on him, she found him dead, his body stiff, his mouse still in hand. Beside him, a note on the screen read, "Just one more game." Case 9, the FIFA Tragedy. In Britain, a 17-year-old boy named Callum Green was playing FIFA online when he suddenly fainted mid-game. His parents rushed in and found him unresponsive. Doctors discovered a heart arrhythmia likely triggered by stress and lack of sleep. He wasn't an addict, just a passionate player who stayed up too long. Even healthy players can fall victim to unseen risks. Case 10, the streamer challenge gone wrong. In 2019, a streamer named Landon Cliff accepted a dare to play Call of Duty for 48 hours straight. He streamed for nearly 2 days, taking only a few bathroom breaks. By hour 45, he began showing signs of fatigue and shortness of breath. He collapsed before the stream ended. It was later confirmed he had suffered cardiac arrest from exhaustion and dehydration. Case 11, the 32-year-old Chinese gamer. In Guangzhou, a man spent his nights at an internet cafe, playing World of Warcraft and League of Legends. He was found dead one morning, his face resting on the keyboard. His body had gone into shock from sleep deprivation and constant caffeine use. He had been gaming nonstop for over 72 hours. Case 12, the Filipino Marathon. In the Philippines, a 28-year-old man died after a 3-day Dota 2 marathon at an internet cafe. Witnesses said he had barely eaten and ignored people who told him to rest. He finally collapsed in his chair, still logged into the game. Case 13, the American Twitch streamer. A popular Twitch streamer named Brian Paz Hybrid Vigno was raising money for charity during a 24-hour World of Tanks marathon. At the 22-hour mark, he took a break but never returned. Police later confirmed he had died from heart failure linked to exhaustion and energy drink use. The gaming community mourned him deeply. He wasn't playing for fame, he was playing for charity. Case 14, the child in cyber cafe. In China, a 10-year-old boy was found dead in a cyber cafe after a 16-hour session of online shooters. He had been missing from home for 2 days. When police checked the CCTV, they saw him slowly losing focus until his head dropped forward, lifeless. The cause was cardiac arrest from extreme fatigue. Case 15, the final escape. Not all gamer deaths come from exhaustion, some come from a deeper kind of pain. A 22-year-old man from India, facing depression and unemployment, spent his days gaming to escape reality. When his favorite online game servers went offline, he couldn't handle the emptiness. He took his own life, leaving a note that said, "I felt alive only when I played." For some, gaming is freedom. For others, it becomes a prison made of pixels. Every story you've heard today is a reminder, no matter how real the game feels, your body still lives in the real world. Sleep, eat, move, live. Because unlike in games, you don't get a respawn here.